If you sold your classic motorcycle in the last 5 years thinking newer was better, you just watched history disappear forever. And you're not the only one. Right now, riders everywhere are realizing that 2025 became the graveyard for motorcycle legends that defined generations. While collectors scrambled to find the last remaining examples, manufacturers quietly pulled the plug on bikes that built their reputations. Veteran mechanics are calling this the biggest loss in motorcycle history. This happened because boardrooms decided profit margins mattered more than the iron that made these companies famous. We're talking about machines with 50-year legacies, some selling for triple their original price just months before cancellation. So if you're wondering why your local dealer's showroom looks empty, here are the 5 legendary motorcycles that died in 2025 and the real reason they were killed. Hit subscribe now if you want the truth about motorcycle industry secrets. Like this video to save motorcycle culture. But before we start, number 5. Harley-Davidson Sportster 1200. The Sportster 1200 was supposed to be the bike that bridged generations of riders, but became a cautionary tale instead. Despite sales figures that looked healthy on paper, they didn't meet corporate profit expectations. Manufacturing costs were deemed unsustainable by executives despite the model's fiercely loyal customer base. Emissions regulations required expensive redesigns the company simply wasn't willing to fund. And dealers complained about slow inventory turnover compared to mass-market models. This matters because the Sportster represented American riding culture in its purest form, a community now left without options. Owners are watching resale values fluctuate wildly as the market adjusts to scarcity. The discontinuation signals a shift away from raw, mechanical simplicity toward computerized riding experiences. Replacement models lack the character and engineering that made this bike special. What's even more disturbing is that internal company documents revealed the decision was made 18 months before the public announcement. Engineers who designed the bike were kept in the dark about cancellation plans. The tooling and manufacturing knowledge is being scrapped rather than preserved, representing a broader industry trend of prioritizing mass appeal over enthusiast markets. If you're considering picking up one of the remaining examples, understand that parts availability will become an issue, and service expertise will be harder to find as dealers shift focus to current models. Number 4. Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R. For decades, the Ninja ZX-10R was the bike that defined superbike performance, but corporate restructuring killed what passion built. The parent company merger resulted in redundant model elimination to streamline production. The new management team, with no motorcycle background, made decisions about this iconic model based purely on spreadsheets. Cost-cutting measures eliminated the premium materials and processes that made this bike special, while market research suggested younger buyers wanted different features than what this bike offered. This matters because the ZX-10R was the entry point for thousands of sport bike enthusiasts who are now left without a spiritual successor. The engineering philosophy behind this model influenced competitor designs for decades. Its discontinuation leaves a gap in the market that no current manufacturer is filling, and longtime owners feel abandoned by a brand they supported for generations. The deeper issue is that the decision ignored input from dealers who reported strong customer loyalty and repeat sales. Replacement models use cheaper components while maintaining similar pricing. Company executives admitted privately that the decision was purely financial, not market-driven. The manufacturing facility that built these bikes is being converted to produce mass-market models. If you own one of these, hold on to it tight because the used market is already showing dramatic price increases, and finding original parts is becoming increasingly difficult. Number 3. Honda Africa Twin. This wasn't just a motorcycle. It was a statement, a philosophy, a way of life that attracted riders who understood what real adventure motorcycling meant. Internal company politics between different engineering teams led to resource starvation. The marketing department actively promoted competing models while neglecting the Africa Twin's promotion. There was a deliberate decision to limit production numbers to create artificial scarcity, then use low sales to justify cancellation. New safety regulations that would have required minimal modifications were used as an excuse for discontinuation. This matters because the Africa Twin represented the last connection to the golden era of adventure touring motorcycle design. The riding community that formed around this model is now scattered without a unifying machine. Technical innovations pioneered on this bike are being abandoned rather than developed further. The cancellation sends a message that manufacturer loyalty means nothing in modern business. Leaked emails show executives planned the cancellation while publicly promising continued development. The engineering team responsible for this bike was reassigned to electric vehicle projects. Dealer allocation was deliberately reduced in final years to create the appearance of declining demand. Competitor analysis reveals this bike was outselling similar models from other manufacturers. For anyone who's been considering one of these machines, understand that what you're buying isn't just a motorcycle. It's a piece of history that will never be recreated. Number 2. BMW R1250GS. The R1250GS proved that you could build something both commercially successful and spiritually meaningful. But that wasn't enough to save it. BMW decided to focus resources on electric vehicle development, abandoning proven gasoline models. A new CEO with automotive background didn't understand motorcycle culture or customer loyalty. Pressure from environmental groups and government regulations created corporate fear of association with old technology. Financial analysts convinced executives that future profits lay in subscription services and connected features, not mechanical excellence. This matters because the GS had a waiting list of customers willing to pay full price, proving market demand existed. The engineering team had already solved the emissions compliance issues that were cited as reasons for cancellation. Discontinuation eliminates the last option for riders who valued rugged reliability over modern conveniences. The decision proves that profitability and customer satisfaction are no longer enough to guarantee a product's survival. BMW spent more money on cancellation and retooling than it would have cost to keep production running. The manufacturing expertise required to build this bike is being lost as experienced workers retire or are reassigned. The dealer network that specialized in this model is being forced to adapt or close, eliminating decades of service knowledge. Corporate communications deliberately misrepresented the reasons for cancellation to avoid backlash from the riding community. If you're thinking about buying one of the remaining examples, act fast, because dealers are reporting that final inventory is moving faster than anyone expected, and there won't be any more. Number 1. Triumph Bonneville T12. And finally, at number 1, we have the Triumph Bonneville T120, a bike I never thought I'd see on a list like this. I know, I can already hear you through the screen. Triumph, the company that built its entire reputation on classic British motorcycling excellence, the manufacturer that gave us the Speed Triple, the Thruxton, and the Street Triple. Yes, that Triumph. And right now, riders who invested their hearts, souls, and savings into this legendary machine are watching it disappear forever, killed not by market forces or regulations, but by corporate greed disguised as strategic repositioning. This bike had the highest customer satisfaction ratings in its category for 7 consecutive years. Production costs were actually decreasing due to manufacturing efficiencies, making it more profitable than ever. The waiting list for new models extended 18 months, with customers willing to pay premiums for faster delivery. Internal documents revealed the decision was made to eliminate legacy products that didn't fit the company's new digital-first strategy. The engineering team had already completed development of next-generation improvements that would have kept this bike competitive for another decade. This is Triumph we're talking about, the company that understood what motorcycles meant to people who lived to ride. The manufacturer that built machines for riders, not spreadsheets. And now they've killed the very bike that made them famous, the machine that defined their identity, all in pursuit of profit margins that will never replace the loyalty they just destroyed. It's heartbreaking. If you're considering any motorcycle purchase in today's market, understand that what happened to these 5 legends can happen to any bike, from any manufacturer, at any time. The industry has changed, and not for the better. The luxury landscape is shifting dramatically as these 5 legendary motorcycles vanish from showroom floors. We've exposed how profit margins trumped legacy, how corporate decisions betrayed loyal customers, and how motorcycling history is being erased before our eyes. This isn't just about motorcycles. It's about what you value and who you trust with your passion. Are you supporting companies that honor their heritage, or those sacrificing it for quarterly profits? The next iconic model could disappear tomorrow. Do you agree with our list, or did we miss something? Which manufacturer will betray riders next? Subscribe now. The motorcycle industry doesn't want you to hear what's coming.